all about water, I came up with a chart with the word water, and W was what they already knew about the water cycle. At that point, they had already had some exposure to the water cycle. Then the A stood for acquired knowledge. What were they going to learn new in the article? So basically anything new from the article that they read would go in this A column. Terms. In the article, there were going to be some terms that they didn't know, so they were to put those in the article. Evidence. Why is this important for Earth? That was one thing that they had to put in the chart as well. And then finally, this R column was they were to actually do after they read the article. And the R stands for reflection. What would they remember most from reading the article? And so the students were broken up into partners. I think I let them choose their partner that day. I think that was it. And they could go wherever they wanted to read the article and fill this chart in as they read.
I didn't know this. Right here at the bottom, transpire as much as 4,000 gallons of water every day. I did never knew that.
I did not know 4,000 gallons
a day. I never known that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this article took it up a notch, as we've talked about a lot. The whole activity took it up a notch. They weren't identifying on a picture. They weren't just writing out definitions. Condensation is, precipitation is. They were interacting with those words. They were seeing them applied to an article. Does that make sense?
Of the oceans over the land surface and underground image courtesy NOAA, abbreviated National Weather Service Jet Stream.
I was thinking what that was. It kind of confused me. Knowledge. Something new learned from the article. Well, I didn't know about the NOAA. I'm going to put that there.
NOAA. Okay,
That's basically all. Terms I did not know would still be the NOAA. Evidence, why is this important for the Earth? Earth's water continuously. Well, it does
I would say that it's important to the Earth because it's moving the water.
It continuously moves.
Okay.
I've learned in a lot of these different strategies that discussion piece is so critical, and just hearing them what's the word I'm looking for? Take in that information and just process it and discuss it is just so beneficial to them. So, in years past, maybe just doing a diagram wasn't enough reflection, enough discussion, enough thought. It was just labeling a diagram or labeling something up on the smart board. This had to be more like digested and thought about and talked about.
So why is this important for Earth? Well, we could die without water.
Yeah, because we're dehydrated.
Yeah.
It takes everything else. So we will
Die. Dehydration. Dehydration.
Good evidence.
Let's see.
Where are you guys in reading? Are y'all actually reading the article?
We're skipping through. Just trying to
We read this, and that's how
We read
that
that
right there, and that's how we got this.
Okay, so y'all are reading and then you're going back and
Yeah, we're kind of trying to
fill in the chart.
evidence.
But just make sure you are reading it. Okay. That dialogue piece was so important, and without that interaction, if they had just been sitting there reading it by themselves, especially when some of them do struggle, maybe not in that block, but in other blocks with reading, it was just so helpful to do the reading part together, and just the discussion. They benefited from what each other had to say in the groups that I did get to observe.
1,000 gallons of water every day. So,
For A, we can put
we did not know about significant transportation. Yeah. Right here.
But I'm also encouraged because I feel like the kids can really handle stuff like this, things that are a little more outside the box, things that are pushing them up a notch. I am concerned, maybe being a little bit of a control freak, that can they handle something like this? Do I need to be reading it to them and decoding for? Yes, I think I need to model, but I think they can also handle it. The more you do it, the easier it is, and I'm just learning to let go a lot more, which is the ultimate goal, to become more student-centered and less teacher-centered. And but I think, like I kind of mentioned before, you kind of got to go gradual with these strategies, and they may need to look different for different classes.